We've decided to start this morning with a very hectic what the crap is going on. We've come to what seems like a fish market, but it's more involved than a fish market. It is where we're going to buy something called nokke don. And nokke don is where they give you some rice, and then you walk around to different booths with tickets, and you give them tickets for different types of fish and other seafood. You're basically making your own sashimi don. It has been intense because it was hard to find where the tickets were, and then it was also hard to find where the rice was. But now we've got tickets and lots of people with fish and other items that I can give them a ticket for. And I get to make my own weird concoction of, well, let's go ahead and try that. So we're just gonna walk around and see what things we can get with our tickets.
Okay, we've got the food.
I have to say it wasn't as hectic as I imagined it was going to be, but now is the moment where I actually get to enjoy it, so yeah.
When you come into places like this and you need to do filming like what we're doing, it's difficult because you don't know exactly how the system is going to function. So in order to like film it and understand everything, you have to understand the system, but you've only been here for never before. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, it's an extra layer of complexity, but everybody in here was really friendly. It's not super crowded right now. There's people in here for sure, but it's not like there's big lines of people throwing elbows, so it wasn't that bad to like go around and try to figure out what we can get. And I am picky about fish, but I think I found a bowl of stuff that is going to be pretty good. We've expended all of our tickets, which we had 15 tickets.
Yeah, the only thing that I was sad I didn't get was soup.
Those 15 tickets.
I would have gotten soup.
Basically, the way that it works is the 15 tickets it was 1,500 yen for 10 tickets.
So making each ticket 150 yen.
Yeah, and then we got 5 more tickets as well. So that you use these tickets to just hand them the tickets at the fish place, and they take and they put the fish onto the bowl that you tell them to put. And some of them actually let you choose which piece of fish or which item on their display that you get to eat, which is kind of cool.
Some of the time I'm just like, just give me the one you think is the best.
Yeah, you were like,
osusume. I should have said ichiban onegai shimasu instead of osusume, because that could be, I recommend you take the one that I don't really like, because other people aren't going to eat that, and you don't know what you're looking at.
So yeah, we've each got a bowl here, and like Katie said, this is a sashimi don. So there is some rice down here on the bottom. That was the very first thing we got.
Say we do a maguro off.
We're gonna do a maguro off? Okay.
Yeah, I got my maguro.
Are you just gonna raw dog it, or are you gonna have...
I'm gonna dip it into the soy sauce.
Okay, cool.
Eric and I do our soy sauce wasabi situation differently. He puts his wasabi directly into his soy sauce.
Like a foreigner.
And I put the wasabi on my meat.
Okay, to this really cool fish experience. It was very, very good.
Very fresh, very creamy.
Yeah, very
creamier than I expected.
Like way better than what you would get at like chain kaiten sushi place. Like for sure. We are in Aomori City, by the way, and this is a coastal town at the north of Japan. So fishing is its game. So I told Katie to get something that looked like something she didn't know what it was, never had before or whatever.
And then he decided on this. I didn't even get the chance to look around for what. He was just like, go ahead and get that. And I was like, all right, fuck it.
This is a bit of a slimy looking seaweed concoction from Okinawa.
And it's called mizuku.
Is it? Well, I mean, the texture has got to be terrible.
The texture is terrible.
Is it
the
really
flavor
fishy?
is very low. Oh my god. I don't advise it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this a little guy? It doesn't taste like much.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like much.
It's
he put
mostly
soy
just
sauce all over it.
A lot of soy sauce.
Yeah.
It just tastes like... It's not bad. It's not like revolting. It's just...
Second bite was better.
It's just slimy. Like in an unpleasant way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't want it.
Third bite was even better.
Katie, can we go back there for more tickets?
I don't think so.
Did you have anything else? I mean, it's just a bunch of fish. I got hamachi, which is, I think, amberjack in English. Hamachi? Is that right?
Did you just look at me like I would verify this shit?
I feel like it's a conversation we've had before.
No.
Maguro is just
The
tuna.
conversation goes, I don't know fish names.
Oh, you wanted this little piece of...
And I realize I'm probably going to give
tamago.
you some of this maguro because my eyes are bigger than my stomach.
I'm in.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
What is the white stuff that you have on yours here?
Hotache.
Oh, gross. That's horrible.
Scallops.
Oh, try
I'm
one.
trying to give them a good go. It kind of came with a scallop and then all these weird like innards that I don't care about. So I'm gonna try those on my own time, not on the video, because okay, fuck it. Okay, no.
Is it just chewy?
It's just chewy and weird. And I'm not necessarily a fan of raw scallops. I like scallops when they're cooked, but
That looks like the texture is actually really good.
texture is great.
Yeah.
This was a great choice. Its friend is wrong. This is wrong. I don't have anywhere to put it. I'm gonna put it on the tray because I don't really want to be friends with that. I'm okay with that.
But
Ew.
yeah, this is an awesome experience, and I think it might have been, I don't know if it's a little expensive. It's maybe like 5% more expensive than it feels like it should be. But I think for that 5%, for the opportunity to go around to all these different stalls and like the way you go about it and everything, it's worth the 5%.
Yeah, that 5% is experience.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
to me, this was not overpriced. Had
Yeah.
we gotten the 15, if we had both done 1,500, I would say that was a fine price for this.
Okay.
Because of the experience, the fact that you walk around, I got to choose what's in this.
Yeah.
And normally I'd just go, okay, just give me the variety and I'll deal with the things that I don't like. So I got news that rice is not
The
not
rice
the
is,
best rice.
Yeah, it's not the best rice.
But
yeah.
breakfast is served. The day got off to a late start, so we're gonna save some time by taking a cab from the market to where our car is. So car to car.
Nice doilies.
Thanks. You gotta tell him to be careful, because he's a bit of a dangerous driver. Is there a class that they take in taxis to teach them to be slightly scary?
Watch the door, y'all. Magic.
Homeboy. He almost hit a bicyclist.
He did. He drove like a madman.
He drove aggressively. People drive aggressively when they're taxi drivers, and it is very not commonplace for here. Like, it seems very strange. But we got here faster, that's for sure. A girl almost lost her life, but thank goodness I'm here.
We saved 10 minutes. It's all good.
Yep.
Small little quirk that I've noticed here in Aomori. This is a trash collection area, this green thing that's down here behind me. So people in the area, they bring their trash out on a specific day, put it in there, the trash man comes and takes it. What's interesting about the ones in Aomori, and I don't think I've noticed this anyplace else, is there's a tree growing out of it. I think you may be able to see. And there are trees that line the street. You can see them all going down here. But usually they would remove a tree and put a thing there, and then the trash is in the, the area where a tree could be, but isn't. But in this case, they've decided they're going to leave the tree, and I think that's a nice touch. Well done, y'all. When you come up to northern Japan, you start to notice a little bit of different infrastructure than you see down south, and the reason is because of the amount of snow that they get in the winter. Of course, it's summer, it's July? Yeah, it's July right now, so no snow. But in the deep winter up here, they can get a significant amount of snow. And last night when we were driving down into Aomori during the night, we saw these arrows over the road, like blinking, and they're pointing, and there's a lot of them, and it's a weird sight.
They're like at stoplight height.
Yeah, they're very high.
They're not like close to the ground. They're up really high.
And they're there and they're pointing out where the edge of the road is. So like snowplows come through and they are able to see where the curb is and stuff like that. It's up high enough that you can see that they might get like multiple meters of snow up here that has to be cleared out of the road, and you gotta be able to see where things are at. And we're leaving Aomori, and now I was able to see a little clearer what those arrows were and actually get a better shot that actually shows what they were.
Yeah, at nighttime they look cool when they're lighting up, but that doesn't make a good video.
Yeah. And another thing that I noticed, and I didn't actually make a video about this, is the cars are stopping.
I drive.
I didn't make a video about this when we were in the city because we were kind of in a hurry to get to breakfast, but I took a photo of it. And there was a, Katie noticed a phone box. Like, yes, they still have phone booths here, very few of them, but they do exist. And it was built up on 2 or 3 steps that you had to step up to get into the phone box. And I think if I hadn't been thinking about the snow arrows that we had seen the night before, I might have been like, why is the thing built up like that? But since it was in my mind, I was like, oh, it's just another thing for snow infrastructure.
We've come to this beautiful bridge, but an important thing to note, you need to leave your wieners behind. I watched a father tell his son to do this, so I feel it's only appropriate to put some money in here. Gotta pay the bridge.
Aside from Katie knowing that this bridge exists because she saw a picture of it and being like, we should go look at this thing in real life because it's pretty cool looking, we don't really know that much about it or why it's here. It seems like it's not going someplace you couldn't just have easily just walked around the bank. Like it's not cutting off like a big area, like it sort of just runs sort of near the edge of this little lake. So I don't know.
It might be that this lake was filled up more at some point in time, or it's just that this bridge is aesthetic, and this was one of the closest parts where the bridge could go from here to there, and they could create this thing that they wanted to make, which is the longest of this thing.
Yeah, this style of bridge, it's the longest in Japan. I think they said it was 300 meters in total length, which is pretty far in the direct sunlight of July sun.
Yeah.
in Japan, because it's like ridiculously hot walking across this thing.
It is 32 degrees Celsius right now.
I think we might make it about 75 or 100 meters across, turn around and go back, because that's where we're at right now. And we're going to turn around and we're going to go back. But I think it's interesting to see a structure like this in Japan, because everything in Japan is usually extremely modernized and built for stability. But this feels like something you might see in Southeast Asia or something, kind of the way that
Southeast Asian, and particularly some parts of the wood, I'm like, man, that's gonna crumble.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk lightly on this bridge. Usually I jump.
I dig this bridge's jib.
You like the cut of his jib?
Yeah, that's the one. What's a jib? It's like a thing to make wood. Oh, dude, there's a murder hornet. Oh, there's a murder hornet.
I gotta go. Is this still attached to me?
No, it wasn't attached to you. Oh, it's just a wasp. It's not a murder hornet. You'll be alright.
Man, you don't know your bugs. Don't go telling me it's a murder hornet. I fucking went into astronaut mode like nothing affects me. I'm a robot now, dude. That's what I do when things worry me. Just go into neutral and float away.
We've spent some time driving through some rice paddies and through some little villages and into a little town to a train station called Kizukuri Station. And the main draw of this entire area is probably pretty obvious at the moment. This gigantic thing, this madam, this is a female structure, a statue, and it is built in the same style as actual structures from the Jomon era. And the Jomon era is super, super old. Like, it ended in the 300 BCE time period. Like, this was a very long ago civilization that existed for a really, really long time, like thousands of years, that they've got archaeological evidence of this specific civilization existing. And it was sort of in this area, I believe, that they found a structure very similar to this. It's famous, and it's like a pottery-based creation, and it's not as big as this is. This is a not to scale version. The real one was more like, something like human sized, or like, like this, something like this. I haven't seen it in real life. I just get the impression from the picture I saw. It's something like this, but there was no banana, so I really don't know how big it was. So maybe it was bigger than this. I don't know. But anyways, they used to build things that looked like this, and I just think it's awesome. I think this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Something else of note, like I said, we are way out in the middle of nowhere, and there's a train station, and trains come here, of course. And when the train arrives and when the train leaves, the eyes glow different colors. However, the train only comes once an hour from what we looked at on the schedule, or at least it's going to be an hour before it comes again, and we don't have the time to wait to see those eyes glow, unfortunately. So we're going to miss it, but just know that the eyes will light up and glow, and it is like welcoming people in to the town and alerting them, of course, the train is coming, these types of different things. And the last little tidbit is, if you have played Breath of the Wild, you probably have noticed that there are some things in Breath of the Wild that have a similar look to the way that this has been designed, because they intentionally designed some of the creatures and some of the statues and stuff in Breath of the Wild after the Jomon era. And a lot of the Jomon era's, like the knowledge that we have that comes from it, is from the statues that look like she does. I think I got all that out.
I don't know where we are. We're like 24 kilometers from that amazing Shako-chan that we just saw. But we've driven a little while, and we've landed at a restaurant that serves a type of food that doesn't get eaten very often. Totally edible, in my opinion. Some people might also not be happy about it. I don't know. You might not be happy about it, but we are eating two types of ba-mon. Mon is the little pod that you see here. The ba is the important, interesting, odd part. Ba is a reading for the kanji of horse. And yes, inside there's a pony. We've had it before. It's not uncommon in Japan.
Not in this form.
Not in this form. Like, we've had it on sushi and maybe some other types of things, but this is the first time to have it mon style. And also, I've never had a mon that was deep fried. So this has been deep fried. Seems like you'd be able to pop it open, but I'm gonna pop it open with my face.
And I ordered that one shoyu.
Shoyu and
miso.
Miso, okay. There's an intense amount of spinach. I would almost say that I don't feel like there's meat in there. Does ba mean spinach? I'm not even seeing, like, I see a little bit of meat, but you can see the intense amount of spinach. The picture that I saw kind of made it look like there was going to be curry inside, and maybe the shoyu has a spinach type of thing. So we're going to jump into the miso flavored steamed mon.
And these are really common in like grocery stores or convenience stores and things like that.
They're going by the wayside kind of, and I feel sad about that. I think they've missed, their heyday is over. Oh yeah, the miso one, I definitely got a piece of meat. It's good meat and still a strong commitment to spinach or some type of greenery that I might not be able to tell you what it is, because it's too many green things, straight up. So it could be lots of different things, and I'm not even going to make a guess. Strong green, that's what I'm going to call it. Strong green. But we also got told that in the distance, someone has picked this tomato. And by the distance, I mean they said some other lady that works here, or like an obachan, they said, picked this, and it should be quite fresh. Little do they know, tomato is my favorite food. It is a relaxed flavor. It's not an intense flavor. Very fresh though. I wonder if like companies that are giving me the tomatoes are like steroiding them, and now I can't appreciate normal ones. Okay.
You may notice that the background is the same as when Kyde was being filmed. We've actually just switched places because the lighting is really good coming from over there. And if we were shooting it where I was sitting backwards, it would just be a mess. It's very bright outside, but not in here. Like we said earlier, these are common in convenience stores, not with horse in them, but with pizza in them, or just like pork or things like that. So this is definitely really unique, and to see that much greenery in them is a bit unique as well. So anyway, I'm gonna get a piece of pony here. I think it's really good. If you told me to tell you what kind of meat this was, I probably would have been like, I don't know, pork. Like I wouldn't have been like, oh, there's definitely horse in there. It doesn't stick out. It's different, but the way it's been flavored and everything, it's quite good. And the deep fried one, I feel like Katie maybe didn't go deep enough.
You're about to understand green better.
It makes the outside of the skin, because they're usually steamed, right? This is deep fried. It makes it almost like a mochi flavor, almost like a chewy. I think it's okay, but I think that's a reason most of them are steamed. I really like the texture of the steamed bun, and that kind of ruins that. It's definitely kind of fun to have it be crunchy and stuff, but I don't think it would be like the thing I would order every single time. Other things of note that have happened is we drove like way out in the middle of nowhere. We're like in a neighborhood that's out in a village. It's strange, with a bunch of farmland. Like there's a restaurant, but it's kind of like somebody's really big house, kind of like a traditional style Japanese house. The people that work here are super, super friendly, and they got us the tomato just like as a gift, basically. And these things are pretty cheap. These are like 250 yen for one, and one was 300. They charge you 50 extra yen to deep fry it. And then I think this is a yakisoba that I got. And yakisoba is really just like a normal stir fry, basically, kind of thing that they make in Japan. It was 500 yen, I think, really cheap for this. So not quite as cheap as that place we ate last night, but it's getting close. It's standard. The thing about yakisoba is it hits a ceiling. Like, it doesn't go to like 10 on amazing good. It hits a ceiling at like 6, and that's as good as it can get. Like there is no like 7-star yakisoba. It's like 6, boom, you're done. And it's right there with the best of them being average. I do enjoy it, but it's not like you're gonna eat one and it's gonna blow your mind apart. I'm not sure if they've used horse or not.
Let's step back to when you talked about the mon and you were like, I don't know what kind of meat that is.
To me, that just feels like something I'm more familiar with. But again, I don't know. The menu didn't say, I didn't think to ask. And I think we might be alone here now. So I don't think I'm going to get my answers resolved.
We ate that.
Sorry, Tony.
Come to another important place. You need to leave your Scotties. No Scotties.
I think this is different. No. I'm reading the English here. And this says, don't take any Scotties. The Scotties have to stay.
There's Scotties inside here? And you can't take them. I want to make sure I fully understand the rules here. I can't have a Scotty?
No.
Who's been stealing Scotties so much that they had to make a sign for it? Wow.
On the way into this area where we can't take Scotties, there was something along the road that is maybe a little bit of foreshadowing onto what we are about to see.
It's time for a slow bot adventure. I haven't exercised since COVID started, so yeah. This tower of stairs is intimidating. Supposed to go hiking next weekend. I noted these flowers in a previous video, perhaps. We don't know how all this is going to get cut up, so this could be the same video. Who knows? But look at this. This is what I call a butterfly flower. The inside is creating a flower, but the outside's also a flower, and it's all part of the same flower. It's incredible. Look at this. That's amazing. Coolest flower I've seen so far. Like, it feels like an action is happening. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like you're watching the butterflies. It's very typical at a Japanese otera. Yes. Yes, got that right.
Are you sure? That looks like a jinja to me.
Damn it! But yesterday, what?
Yeah, dude. All the torii and everything?
But I told you I said otera orange to you yesterday, and you were like, yeah.
I was humoring you.
Dang it! Alright, well, at a typical jinja, they'll have an area for you to wash your hands, but I've never seen them use in the pool flowers like this. It's an amazing, easy touch, I guess, if they have plentiful flowers, but it's beautiful.
It smells good, too.
It smells good. Damn it.
There is a shrine. And then another set of stairs down to where we actually want to go. Not that the little shrine wasn't nice. We got to see the flowers and the little hand washing thing and everything. It was nice, but you know, I mean, it's hot out here, y'all. And stairs and hot, they aren't that great together. It's not my favorite combo.
We've arrived at our destination, and we didn't have to go all the way to Kyoto, but we did have to go all the way to Aomori to get like a massive number of torii that you can just walk under. And it looks pretty amazing. Like, it looks like a domino. If you push one, we should try that out.
Yeah, that's the only way you get permanent residency revoked.
What? So we're starting out right here. We're right here, and we're gonna walk all the way through all of these. One important thing to note is the height, which is exactly the height of this dude. So I'm gonna watch him bonk his head, or not bonk his head and walk like this the entire time. So either way, I don't think it's gonna be terrific for you.
Jeez.
There's names on that. And dates. How's it going?
I fit under a lot of them because they were raised up like a little bit, but then we got to this one and we found a problem. So, okay, this one is worse.
I think this one's even.
Okay, this one is bad. So, I liked it back there where I fit. This is terrible. Seriously, this is ridiculous. I'm watching Katie just walk through them like no problem. I can't believe people are that little. Like, what is going on, y'all? Where's the rest of your legs? The place that we are at is called an Inari Jinja, which is like kind of like a genre of shrine where they have a lot of torii that are these gates that are set up. And the gates are things that can be sponsored by local communities or local people. And there's a sign that says that you can sponsor one of these gates for about $1,500 US. And I'm not sure how long that sponsorship is a thing or whatever, but that's where it starts. And they will usually put the date of when the sponsorship began and then the name of you or your family or your business or whatever along the side of it. So
Inari, is that any relation to the sushi?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think the word is related. I think it's a coincidence.
No ball bags.
But the one that most people know of that is in this style is in Kyoto, and it's called Fukushima. I can't remember now. Fushimi Inari Taisha, I think. Yeah, Fushimi. I think that feels right. Fushimi Inari Taisha. So that's the one that is in Kyoto. We've made videos walking up it.
I've got my jammies on. That's ridiculous. I already lost count. Hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I think that's enough counting.
This one has a different style. This one's got like little ponds and a little waterfall.
This is kitschy.
And it feels a little kitschy. And then you can come over here and find some shade and you can hang with the bros.
Oh yeah.
So there's a big line of these guys here. You can probably see behind me. And that's pretty much the situation here. I don't know a whole lot more about this style of shrine. Maybe it's something I should learn about. Like I really get curious about things, and then you forget to look them up like when you have time. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. We realized I'm not a very curious person, so I just go, that's orange.
I want to know like why and what, and is there a specific type of god that's associated,
I rely on
and
you
like
for this curiosity, and
yeah.
you rely on me for the pinpointed, overzealous planning.
But we do so much when we're on our trips. I don't have time to spend time on Wikipedia. You know what I'm saying?
I had higher expectations than this.
Another cool note is that there is a really nice view from here of not pinwheels, not water wheels, wind turbines. That's the word. You said it earlier to me, and now I learned it. Yeah, so the wind turbines are pretty cool.
Some good banter.
Thank you. I'm proud of you.
This just feels like a joke now that you brought out the camera. Like 2 seconds ago, Katie, like, Katie, I just want to let you know that I'm happy or something. And now you're all proud and camera's out.
I'm proud of you for not stealing any Scotties.
I didn't spot any Scotties.
Yeah, follow the rules. You did a good job.
It was hard to resist. Through it or? Alright, well, let's go start then.
We have never once been on a trip in Japan where our rice paddy didn't like happen. It always happens like a meme for us.
This is the easiest way to fix your fuck up.
Yeah, we missed a turn, and now we're of course driving through a rice paddy.
And I want to be specific about this fuck up. Eric was listening to music and decided that he didn't want to hear Sheila tell him the directions or that a curve was coming up, so he decided he's going to turn off the directions. You are now Sheila, and you did not complete your Sheila duty.
I was distracted. I was eating this delicious gourmet stuff. We have come up to not the most northern point of Aomori, but it's kind of the most northern part of this peninsula. And they've got an area where you can stand on a viewing platform and see where the Shinkansen, or the bullet train, goes through a tunnel right before it goes into the ocean to go up to Hokkaido. And we aren't sure yet what the timetable is, but it's right here. And we're hoping to see a fast train pretty soon. But when we were coming up, we heard one coming. We're like, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Wasn't the Shinkansen, y'all. This is pretty cool. Like, again, we are out in the middle of nowhere, and there isn't like a Shinkansen station like here. There's just a place to watch it enter the tunnel that goes between Honshu and Hokkaido, which is the northernmost island. So Honshu is the most populated island of Japan, and it's a fairly large island, and then Hokkaido is the one that is to the north, and there is ocean between the two, and there is a tunnel that the bullet train shoots through that takes it all the way up to Hokkaido and goes up to, I think Hakodate maybe is where it ends. Maybe it goes a little further than that now, but they plan on expanding the Shinkansen train line further up into Hokkaido, as far as I'm under the impression of anyways. But for now, this is one of the last tunnels that it would go through before it gets to the end of service, and it's one of the most impressive. There is some information up here that says that this tunnel that it's going into to leave Honshu is 53 kilometers long, and that it goes 100 meters down underneath the ground, but it's 100 meters plus 140 meters, so 240 meters below sea level, basically, when it's cruising through the underpass and the underground. And 53 kilometers is a pretty good distance to be shooting through a bullet train under the ground, underneath the ocean. Like, it's a very, to me, very impressive feat of engineering that they've got. And the sign up here is part of a elevated levitating. It's not levitating. It's an elevated deck that you can go up this spiral staircase and stand up top, and then you can get a good view of the train going by. It doesn't feel the same as when you're in a station when the Shinkansen's not stopping, but it's going by, because you're standing right next to it, and it feels like it's going incredibly fast in those situations. Whoa, that one's moving. Wait, wham, it's gone.
That was intense.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, I could feel inside of myself. That was scary.
But here, I don't know if maybe it's not going as quickly, or the distance that you have away from this giant machine doesn't make it feel quite so fast. But when I was gonna film it, I was like, okay, I gotta really be ready to be like, what? But it was like, ooh, and it was totally fine. So it doesn't give you like that feeling that you get from like the speed of it. But it's still cool to know like where it's headed. This is the parking lot for the tunnel observation deck. And there's a toilet area over there that looks kind of like the Shinkansen. And then there is this little snack shack that's open from 10 to 3. And they have tunnel mochi, but it's just mochi. It's just called tunnel mochi. And then the thing that I found most interesting is this is a little jinja. It's a little shrine. It's called the Tonero Jinja. So they've built a shrine to, I guess, enshrine the god of the tunnel. I suppose that's what that is representing. Kind of cool. Not exactly something you would see in other countries.
Found ourselves a north bit of the island of Japan, which we're on. Oops.
God, Honshu.
Honshu. So we've come to a very northern part of it, and as we came around, we noticed that the sunset is looking beautiful, and we're heading towards some bridges on some rocks that look really picturesque, and it's a pretty good end to the day.
This is a sake in what is a cape, right?
A cape, yes.
Yeah,
it's
we're on a cape. That's fun.
We're on a cape, and we're about to go see some bridges.
We should have brought a cape to wear.
I'll leave that to you.
This bridge is a little sketch. It gets really rusty and gnarly looking.
It's not made out of wood, so yeah, it's fine.
But I mean, if you fall out of that flip-flop, you're gonna end up having to go to the doctor and get a shot.
Oh yeah, true. Gotta trust the flip-flops. Are you seeing this? We just scrambled down all of the stairs that came from the lighthouse, and Eric is dangerously going to hurt himself somehow. We came over these two bridges, and that was delightful. We didn't get hurt, considering that you thought we might get tetanus from the bridges.
We haven't gone back yet, y'all.
And now we're kind of just hanging out on this really weird terrain that is it volcanic?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. What is this, and why is it so much different than the other ground?
And it crunches.
I think it's because anything that could be soft, maybe,
crunch,
has disappeared because the water can take it away. So all that's left is like the hard part. Is that what's going on?
And these are little shells from some sort of animal, little pods, and they crunch under your feet. It's an exciting feeling. I like it. It's like popcorn on your feet.
How was that sunset?
Sunset was good. It was relaxing. Probably not the best thing I've ever seen, but we should get to the car and figure out what's going to happen with the rest of our evening.
If anybody is a part of the crew that saw this happen live, y'all in the Instagram lives,
book us a hotel.
Dinner served, y'all. This is the chodaka, which means like super huge yakisoba dogu. This is my second yakisoba of the day. I think this might be the first time I've had yakisoba in like years, but today for some reason is the day it's gonna hit.
Today, for some reason, like the second time it happened is because there wasn't really much in this convenience store for us to eat. We're about 30 minutes outside of Aomori, and we realize that once we get to Aomori,
the city.
Yeah, Aomori the city.
Yeah.
We want to get to sleep because we have a big day planned tomorrow, and so we came to this daily, and it was not packed with food.
This is 566 calories.
No doubt about that.
So it's a yakisoba essentially jammed into a hot dog bun.
It's hard to find hot dog buns here, so I'm like, how do they find hot dog buns? You were gonna drop that all over the floor. like the angles there,
stuck.
The physics that you were employing were very scary.
Okay, Lady and the Tramp.
Okay.
All right. So like this thing's huge, guys. Like my hands are really big, so like account for like there you go. Like this is your standard big boy right here. Like I can't express this enough. All right, are we gonna? And the bun is a little sweet and maybe buttery.
They like to put margarine on everything.
Yeah.
So, the yakisoba is like excessively sauced.
Yeah.
I would say like what you had earlier, it was definitely better. But it was almost lightly sauced. This is excessively sauced.
This is like better than it should be. To be completely honest, I know it's weird, like it's noodles and stuff inside of a hot dog bun. Like, it's a weird concoction. But there's something about it that's actually not like vulgar. It should be vulgar, but it's alright. What are you eating?
It's a mochi ham cheese pan. So it's bread, has cheese and ham inside, and karashi dressing. So it's a spicy mustard situation.
And then I don't know why, but I got sold on this little hamburger. And the reason is because this little label here says that you can like eat it and keep cheering. So I guess that's like their advertising for like the Olympics. The little dude looks like he's holding the hamburger and he is cheering. And I'm assuming
what
it's
country is he
a
cheering
game
for?
thing. I mean, I would assume Japan. He's got like a headband on, but there's nothing necessarily that shows his nationality. But anyway, I think it's going to be a little. This was really cheap. This was like 135 yen. But I'm assuming
disappointing as
yeah, it's going to be terrible. The bread is going to be probably the same stuff that was in the yakisoba dog, and it says it has a barbecue sauce. And let's see together how nasty this looks.
It's stuck. Here.
Ooh,
Here.
did it drip?
No. I can help.
Can you get to focus? And I will
focus.
try to do the thing. We didn't do any B-roll. There we go. I think the people can see. Yeah, so this is what you get for 135 yen.
There's mayonnaise in there too? Oh.
I don't know what that is.
That's peppery mayonnaise. Wow.
Oh, you're jealous of my burger.
I wouldn't say that. I would not say that.
These are cold as well, by the way.
They're room temperature.
Yeah, it's just like room. This is room temperature. I could probably could ask the guy to warm them up.
Maybe.
Oh, it's bad. Here, have a bite.
No thanks.
Just come on, just have a nib. Oh, wait,
I'm
Lady
good.
in the Tramp?
No. I knew the standard of the yakisoba dog, but I can tell by the shade of that meat. It is
I
not
think
good.
you're being generous with the word meat.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know about this, y'all.
I eyeballed the barbecue that thing and did not go for it.
Can you hold this? And I will be-roll the shade of that meat. We've come up to not the nost.
I was out of bounds for a little while and nobody found out, so it's all cool. It got 5 years off of his prison sentence.
How does that make you feel?
Pretty. I don't know, because I don't know what happened. And I like him.
He tried to kill that bitch, Carol Baskins.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
I definitely like him. He's a character. And
Is this an Aomori apple that you're eating? Do you remember?
oh no, I don't remember. Yeah. It was a cheap apple that is very flavorful. I am pleased.
This was the end of the second Aomori video. That's what we're talking about right now. And I just wanted to give a shout out to, if you wanted to see the Instagram live that we talked about in this, I will link to it. I uploaded it to YouTube, so I'll link to that down in the description and stuff down below. So you can check out that Instagram live if you want to see what that was like live.
But not live.
And also just to hit everybody up for clicking all the things that help us out, the like button and the bell and the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, because there will be another one of these Aomori videos coming, at least one, maybe two. And let's see, we have a bunch of social media stuff. The Instagram live thing happened on Instagram. We have an Instagram that's linked down below, a Twitter, a Facebook, a Discord channel that we have set up, and the big one is Patreon, and that's how we support all our videos and how we are able to keep making more. So if you want to help us make more and get some cool perks, Patreon is the place. Everything is linked below.
Why am I in this?
Because you had the apple in the inside about Joe Exotic. I'm just rocking it out tonight. Here, what do you want to say? You're on.
I already said the things that I wanted to say.
Well, that's why you were here. What are you talking about?
But I said them, and then you... what?
What are you going to say?
I don't have anything.
Tell the people some stuff.
About what? Oh no. Sabo's really good. I actually don't like it.
I love it.
It has like, it feels